Sup folks, it's Pooperton III with another Final Reich video. Today I've got a complete guide to the Casual Path Easter egg. It's a pretty simple egg, especially with the on-screen directions on the select screen, but after completing it quite a few times, I've found some tips to carry you through with ease. The Casual Path is basically the Easter egg on normal difficulty, if you will. In order to complete the hardcore Easter egg, you will first need to do this Easter egg up until the final step, where you will have another more laborious set of tasks to do before entering the boss fight. As well as the hardcore egg, you will need to complete part of this casual Easter egg to craft the map's wonder weapon. The egg is very straightforward, providing on-screen hints the whole way. Essentially, you need to power up the right and left hands of the ancient statue, as well as enter a hidden code into the sword machine and use the wonder weapon to free the hilt from the stone. Once you retrieve the hilt, you will be sent into the boss fight against a huge monster made up of dead bodies called the Panzer Mortar. Defeat the boss and you'll get the achievement Fireworks and grab the sword hilt, which doubles as a powerful melee weapon. On top of that, you will unlock the fun Nocturne Totenesque prologue map, Rouston House, as a playable map in co-op as well as solo. The best default loadout for this egg when under level 5, on which you unlock custom loadouts, is the offense loadout with free fire. This is one of just two default loadouts that have the 1911 as a starting weapon. Papped, it becomes the bacon and eggs. This is the Mustang and Sally equivalent for this game, and it is a must-have. On top of that, the offense loadout rocks Semtexes, which are highly effective, as well as the mod Fully Loaded, allowing you to carry extra ammo in the reserve. Once you have unlocked custom loadouts, setup for zombies gets downright juicy. There are tons of cool mods that are both universal to all specials, and some specific to the special you choose. The Camouflage special comes highly recommended for both eggs on the Final Reich. This special acts just like the hide and seek fortune card or the in plain sight gobblegum, rendering you invisible to enemies. This bad boy will have you danger free for 20 seconds and with a full meter power up twice that. It can allow you the time needed to take out special enemies and bosses, as well as get objectives done without killing any unnecessary zombies, making earlier completion easier. On top of this, there is a mod that gives you a shield towards your armor every time you activate camo. Paired with the fast filling meter mod, you will have to rebuy armor less often, as well as having more activations to make use of during the egg. Another great mod is Grenadier, which will allow you to carry a whopping 8 Semtex and 6 Jack-in-the-Boxes, the new monkey bombs. As mentioned, the Semtex in World War II is amazing. It is a lot more powerful than in past Call of Duties, and with the Grenadier mod, you can hold 8 of them. There are steps in the Easter egg that can be done entirely with the Semtex, so that is another thing I highly recommend including in your custom loadout. The 1911 starting pistol is a great panic gun, will not damage you, and devastates your enemies. On top of that, it is the most effective weapon against the weak spots on the Zeppelin later on in this egg. Other than bacon and eggs, I recommend any LMG, the Fliegerfaust rocket launcher, and the SVT-40 wall weapon near the riverside door farthest from spawn. This is a steal at just $7.50. When packed, the SVT can take out even special enemies extremely fast and fires fully automatic. The Jack-in-the-Box special grenades are insanely useful for this egg. They are amazing for defending the lightning rods and for the final boss battle. Another thing you may want to think about is upgrading the Tesla gun for the boss fight. The Midnight upgrade is fairly easy and quick and will be a one-hit stun 9 times out of 10, and is a great panic weapon as its blast is sort of like a thunder gun. Jug is not a perk anymore, as most of you will surely know by now. Making sure you have at least one shield is highly recommended during most of the Easter egg, so keep an eye on those in the bottom left. As far as perks go, Foss Splits, the slappy taffy of this game, will grant you a one-hit melee until round 14 and can rack up points very quickly. I recommend buying this first as you won't need it much after round 14, and when you buy a 5th perk, it just pushes out the perk bot first on the far right. Laughing Blitz, or Stamina Up, will allow you to run faster and sprint longer, which is very useful in this fast-paced version of zombies, but especially during the eggs on Final Reich. And in solo, Quick Revive is always a smart move, of course.
Damn, they make you pay for everything here.
First things first, you need to get on the power so you can access the salt mine through the command room. Use your shovel and melee as much as possible, taking advantage of the heavy melee when there are no other zombies around for the ammo and the jolts. If you need help with getting on the power, check out my power and pap guide coming up on screen now. As always, all links will be down in the description as well. Once the power is on, open up the salt mine door and dispatch of the bombers inside. A well-placed Semtex can do wonders on them, but you can always just shoot the bomb on its back or headshot them. If you shoot the small head in the back, it will drop the bomb and become just a regular foe. Once it's safe, head down to the tracks to the bottom. In the room on the right, you will see a large statue with a sword shrine and 3 pillars in front of it. Walk up to the sword shrine containing the hilt of the sword and interact with the Geistcraft transfer device to try and move it. This will not work naturally, can't be that easy, can it? In order to move the device, you need to charge it up using the little bit of electricity left in the zombies' rotting brains. Kill about 10 zombies in the circle, and the device will move up to the ceiling above. It will now get stuck on the device canopy in the command room. Head up there, turn the valve, opening the canopy and releasing the transfer device. Don't forget, while turning the valve, you can spin around and protect your 6. You can always have some foresight and open this canopy ahead of time, but then you might miss a priceless quote like this one.
What? Looks like someone put a Jimmy hat on the claw. That's no fun.
Once the transfer device is free, the lights will go off and your objective will change to start the weapon process in the command room. To do this, simply press the red button in the weapon assembly area. Your objective now is to escort the transfer device. Once the button is pressed, the device will start moving towards the lab. It will stop at certain intervals along the way, and in order to proceed, we'll need more energy. How do you give it more energy? You guessed it, killing zombies. Kill 5 zombies to move each stopping point. This can also be done while the transfer device is moving, which can save you a lot of time during this step. Keep moving it along until it reaches a large electrical generator and weapon crafting machine, and then goes inside of it. After about 20 seconds, the machine will spit out the barrel to the Tesla gun. Pick up the barrel, and the transfer device will make its way back to the command center. As soon as it's crossed over the canopy, the red circle will reappear and you can start feeding the device energy, this time to make its way through the morgue. Repeat the process as you did in the lab. Using the perk that increases melee damage can make this a breeze in the early rounds, but soon you will need to train them up and take them through the circle as to not get surrounded in the tight hallways. A well-timed Semtex can take out a whole lot of zombies, and the entire process can easily be taken care of using just them, especially with the Grenadier mod, which allows you 8 Semtex. When the transfer device enters the morgue's weapon crafting machine, you can head off and train wherever you're comfortable until the next gun piece is spit out. The on-screen objectives will alert you as to when the gun core is crafted and ready to be picked up. Before you grab it, be prepared. Once you have both gun parts in your possession and enter the command room, a Brenner will spawn. The Brenner is that fast asshole with the flamethrower that takes forever to kill. Yeah, you know the one. Having the camouflage special at the ready or jacks can make this guy easy as pie. And even without those, the process is the same. Keep a safe distance, firing at his fuel pack on his back and at his head. When the fuel pack breaks, you will hear it. Once the pack is broken, he won't be able to fire that flame at you, Just keep a safe distance and fire into his chest and head until he dies. Once he does, you can now pick up his head and use it as a melee weapon or scan things for hidden messages. Take note of where you do kill him, as you will need to use the head later on in this Easter egg. At any point during the fight, you can put the pieces to the gun into the holder to craft the Tesla gun, although I much prefer an explosive weapon or LMG for the Brenner anyhow. Once you have the Tesla gun, you can obtain the batteries for all Tesla upgrades, but you won't be able to charge the battery until you complete Step 5, defending the lightning rods, which is coming up. Now that you have defeated the Brenner and forged the Tesla gun, it's time to investigate the right hand of the statue, or god apparently. When you do this, your objective becomes rerouting the energy to the tower. Powering the tower will allow you to activate the lightning rods, which gather the energy needed to power up the right hand we just examined. To reroute the power, interact with the panel opposite the Tesla forging station. The numbers refer to fuse boxes, just like the one to the right of the panel. This is panel number 1, hence the star, as you are already there. You must change each panel to the corresponding color within the time limit. The color is locked in when you pause on the color, and a successful activation will result in this sound. If you run out of time, the panels will reset and you will have to start over. The countdown is shown above the panel here. Thankfully, the color switches quick as you can press the interact button, and you can cycle through without penalty. The panels open only after the previous panel has had the color inputted correctly, so you must do these in numerical order. The first panel is in the command room to the right of the color sequence. The second panel is left of the entrance to the sewers coming from the morgue. If you just take the sewer pipe in the command room and go left when you land, you will arrive at this doorway. The third panel is at the top of the incline from the sewers to the docks. The door to the docks is located on the opposite corner as panel 2, so diagonal across the room. The final electrical panel is right of the entrance to the towers outside the pub. Once you have successfully entered all 4 colors into the corresponding panels, the objective will change to the next step in the guide, defending the lightning rods. For this step, you will need some heavy weaponry. My recommendations on defending with just weapons would be the 1911 Papt or Bacon and Eggs, as well as the Tesla gun or an automatic weapon of some sort. The jack-in-the-boxes make this part a breeze, especially with the Grenadier mod, which allows you 6 of them. Specials that work great here are Frontline, Free Fire, and Camouflage. Frontline is great and will cause all zombies to attack the player who activated it and completely ignore the rods. Camouflage and Free Fire will come in handy, as later in the defense every single one of the special enemies can spawn. Once you are all ready for the fight, activate the lightning rod in the middle. This will cause an air horn to sound and attract zombies to attack the lightning rod. Use a minimal amount of ammo, as this is the easy part. Stand with your back to the foggy path you came in from on the pub. Not many, if any, will come from your 6, but listen out for any stragglers just in case. Focus fire on the zombies actually attacking the rod as to save your ammo. When the rod is actively being attacked, the shield under the health bar will flash red. Watch your left and right flank, they will come around the corners there as well. Once the first rod is powered up, you must activate and defend 2 rods, and this is when the fun begins. If you are playing co-op, split between the 2. If you have frontline and or jacks, use them now. It can make this part stupid easy. I've done the entire process in co-op, only having to fire a clip or 2 of my bacon and eggs when both frontline and jacks are used in conjunction. Once you have successfully defended the last 2, the air horn will stop, an explosion of electricity will shake the screen and cause it to go blurry for a second or 2. Now, all that's left to wrap up this step is to activate the right hand in the mines.
Hello? Hello, Final Reich. Did we just find Merlin's outhouse?
Now, the batteries. Once the right hand has been activated, a Zeppelin will start flying around the outside. Periodically, it will fire a devastating barrage at you, as well as send down electrified zombies. When it fires at you, 4 glowing yellow lights will appear. When you damage a light enough, a Zeppelin will drop a battery enclosed in a charging device. Kill enemies while inside the red circle to charge up the battery. When the battery has enough energy, the charger will explode, leaving just the battery. Then you must carry the super heavy battery all the way down to the mines, placing it in the left hand. All the while, zombies will spawn in indefinitely.
It fits, but I'll need 2 more.
So for the Zeppelin, the bacon and eggs come into play again. With just a well-aimed clip from each explosive pistol, you can cause the battery to drop. This is a huge time saver, as with the regular ballistic weapons, these yellow lights can take quite a few clips to drop. When charging the battery, jacks can be great, as well as frontline to attract all zombies and boost damage, and free fire when out of ammo. A well-timed Semtex can also be just as effective as anything, so take advantage of your lethals. When carrying the battery back, have a teammate follow and cover you. The zombies always spawn in the same pattern when carrying the battery. When entering the bunker, they will spawn through this window. When entering the salt mines, one will always spawn through this window on the left. And when you reach the statue room, a bunch will spawn every single time. Without cover, make use of camouflage or simply run with the battery until you must drop it and loop back. Repeat the process until you can make it safely to the statue room. Drop the battery immediately and hoard up the zombies in the large room. When they are all bunched up, grab the battery again and drop it in the left hand. You will need to repeat this process 3 times to power up the left hand, so head back up and get another battery. If you run out of ammo for the bacon and eggs, you likely have enough cash to refill it at the back bunch for 4K. On the final battery, the Zeppelin will not come back until you end the current round. Also, once it returns, the Zeppelin will always suck the first battery it drops back up when you find it. Damage another yellow light, and on the second drop, you can charge the battery with kills. When you insert the last battery and then interact to activate the left hand, you're on to the final step before the boss fight. Go back to where you killed a Brenner and grab the head. You must scan 4 paintings using the left trigger for a hidden code. This code will correspond with the 4 swords in between the statue's left and right hands. Each sword has a bird on it. I have nicknamed them Electric Bird, Wet Bird, Sunbird, and Flying Bird to help me remember which is which. Either write down or screenshot each of the following paintings' bird and number. The first painting is in the basement of the morgue right before the sewers. The second painting is in the sewers on the wall that goes out to the docks. The next painting is in the courtyard.
There must be codes hidden in the other page.
And the last painting is in the pub by the broken floor.
That's all the notes. Let's make some music.
Once you have all 4, head down to the salt mines. Input the numbers for each bird correctly, press the red button, and play the secret tone of the voice of God. This will surround the hilt in an orb, and at this point you are either moving on to the hardcore Easter egg or entering the casual path boss fight. To enter the casual boss fight, everyone must shoot the orb with their Tesla gun to destroy it. Be sure you are set up fully before entering the boss fight, as you cannot leave the area until you have died or defeated the Panzer Mortar. To continue on to the hardcore Easter egg, do not shoot the orb with the Tesla, and check out the guide coming up on screen now. For this boss fight, you will be getting more batteries from the Zeppelin, so having full ammo on the bacon and eggs is advised. As your secondary, the Tesla works well against the Panzer to stun it, especially the upgraded Tesla. Any high damage rifle or LMG will suffice in a pinch as well. A great alternative is to run the SVT, which is a wall by outside where you will be battling the boss. This way you will never have to worry about ammo. For perks, I highly recommend having the double tap equivalent for extra damage, the speed boost stamina up type perk, as well as quick revive in solo, and faster reloads can be helpful too. When you are ready, interact with the hilt to pick it up. After about 10 to 15 seconds, this will cause the intro cutscene coming up on screen to play and take you into the boss fight. When you spawn into the fight, immediately turn and run. The Panzer Mortar's attack will take a shield with every hit, and armor can get expensive. Stay out of his way. To kill him, shoot the Zeppelin's yellow weak spots until it drops a battery. Charge the battery with zombie kills while staying clear of the Panzer Mortar. You may need to abandon the charge and loop back around the long way to stay alive. And be warned, the middle passages will all be blocked off during the fight. Once the battery is charged and loose, fire into the monster with everything you've got when he is near the battery. The Tesla works wonders here, stunning him in one shot almost every time when it is upgraded. When stunned, grab the battery and book it to his back leg. You don't have long before he becomes unstunned. Get as close as possible to the small holder until the prompt shows and interact to trigger 1 out of 3 needed explosions to kill him. Each time he is hit, a max ammo will spawn. Grab that bad boy before he comes to and book it to safety to wait for the Zeppelin to respawn. Use your jacks to both get the kills to charge the battery as well as get the zombies off your back so you can stun him and insert the battery. Camouflage can be a huge relief when trying to load the battery onto him as well. Once you hit him the 3rd time, you'll get the outro cutscene for the casual path and unlock your achievement. Congrats! But that about wraps up this video. Stay tuned for more COD Zombies videos every week. Subs and likes are appreciated. Peace!